everyone. So I'm doing this video about the part 2 on the HESI A2 exam. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to anyone that is in nursing school, anyone that's interested in learning about nursing. Just please don't forget to subscribe down below. Click the button right there. Click it, okay? And thumbs up this video if you liked it, thumbs up if you found it useful, and I'll see you guys in basically this is the book that I use for the test. I'm gonna be in the first part. I think I stopped at the vocabulary part, and like this, and the test, in the test they give you actually about 15 to 30 questions, I believe, and all you have to do is select which definition is best for the word. So this is basically what I have to do, just select them. So what I did for me to memorize certain information on house words, so index cards are really useful when it comes to the vocabulary part. I just write the words and I just memorize them. So I hope this is this will be very useful for you guys if you're trying to be a quick learner like me. This is really useful. Another thing is that after the vocabulary part there is a little test that they will give you. So that little test is right after the vocabulary part, which is right here in the test. So this is like a little practice test that it will give you in order for you to really get ready for the test. So after the vocabulary comes the grammar part. The grammar part was not really difficult as much. It was not difficult. Basically they just ask you about, like, they give you a sentence. They will be giving you a sentence, and then you just have to find what is the adjective, the preposition of a word, and how to imply a verb in a sentence. So basically that's what the grammar portion had. Another thing is that they will ask you about fragments, about clause, on how to fix a sentence, on dependent clause, independent clause. They will definitely ask you about these type of questions in the grammar part. Then comes the biology part. So biology part actually was the most difficult for me because I did not really study for the biology part. Honestly, it's the only thing I knew about the biology part was the cells and how to about the organelles, about the cells, nucleus, things like that. So they would definitely ask you about those, the cytoplasma, the plasma of the cells, everything like that. They will ask you like those type of questions. So basically what I did is that I highlighted the parts that I needed to really memorize on. So you just kind of have to do like basically highlight the keywords, and that's basically what I did. Don't do it like me, like I highlighted the whole book. This book was actually a used book, so I used this book several times. Even right now, until now, I'm reviewing this book, so do not do it like me. Basically after this part comes the chemistry part. The chemistry was the most difficult part to me, honestly. Reason why is because it had certain, you had to memorize, really know your formulas. So if you guys don't know the formulas, you will not be able to pass the chemistry part. They will definitely ask you questions about the moles, the molecular bonds, and they will definitely ask you on how to do an equation and they will ask you about the lactose, fructose, and galactose, those type of figures, those type of questions. Basically that's what they ask about in the test. Another thing they ask about are carbohydrates, which are really easy, but like, you know, the monosaccharides, polysaccharides, these type of carbohydrates. So basically that's all they asked for in the chemistry part. But I feel like honestly is the mole equation. It was the most difficult one for me because I really did not, I don't know how, I really had to practice more on how to balance an equation. So that's what I need to convince, but they will definitely make sure you guys really know how to do that because they will ask it on the test. Okay. And another thing that after the chemistry was the anatomy part. So the anatomy part, as you guys know, it will be the most important portion in the test, and it really counts more. It will be best if you have more points on the anatomy and physiology part instead of the other parts, because they mainly focus on this. Basically, anatomy parts, what I did is that all the figures that I had in the book, that are in the book, I made sure I looked it up online and I print them out, and I just had to literally categorize like each parts on the body or on that figure and name them to make sure like I remember those parts. This is what I did. Another thing is that about the anatomy part, how I remember like certain definitions on on certain studies and certain stuff. They would definitely ask you about tissue. They will ask you about meiosis, meiosis, endocrine system. They will ask you about they'll ask you about like basically a lot of stuff. Another thing they will ask you about is the homeostasis. So you guys need to know, like, remember about the homeostasis on how to the skeletal system. They will ask you about the skeletal system as well. So make sure you guys like remember that. This is really important. That was pretty much it for the anatomy part. What I did is that in the book, literally they give you like certain stuff, but they didn't give you much. So on the website, which is the Boost Prep course, boostprep.com, that website, actually I'll put the link down below so you guys can go and practice for the anatomy part. You can take like the practice 1, the practice 2, and the practice 3 tests. That website is actually super helpful for me in the anatomy part. So that's basically what I use mostly on that website, was actually the anatomy and physiology part. It's not expensive, guys. It's only $34 to get that, to make sure you know to buy that specific course. So basically you just have to click the link below and then you will find that link open to you, so you can create an account with them. Okay. Another thing is that after the anatomy part, there is a test like always in the book. So that's basically it. Yeah, I mean, like in the book, in the last pages, there's just some practice tests on all the subjects, the math part, the grammar, etc. So basically they just, you know, help you out with this. Personally, I'm gonna tell you guys what I did for me to keep track on what to study and what time to study and things like that. I have an agenda, so basically my agenda has all those, I keep tracking of all those subjects. I try to study 2 hours a day, so 2 to 3 hours a day. I study. Basically I make sure I write down anything that I don't remember or I need that's really important. I write it in my agenda, or if I need to make plans on what time I should be studying, what time I need to study, I write it up. So I think this is really useful if you guys purchase an agenda, and it will really help. So this is one of the ways that on how I preparate to take the HESI exam. So if you guys like this video, again, don't forget to thumbs up it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.